Hello. Today I'll be discussing the questionable thought of everybody knows the media is bad for society. Now we've all heard how the media can cause moral panics, questioning how bad it is for us, and how the media is becoming an increasing problem to society. But why are we doubting our new technologies that we've created to inevitably make the world an easier and better place? But with a spiral of moral panics, a lot of us have in our heads that the media is affecting us in bad ways. It has gone to the extreme that the media can be seen as what is called the magic bullet or a hypodermic needle, where once the message reaches the audience, it will have an effect on them. In the 2014 Week 2 lecture of Media Myth-Busting, Stephen Harrington presented some of the questionable panics that have arisen based upon this theory, such as, if we see violence on television, we become violent ourselves. If we see images of skinny people in fashion magazines, we become anorexic. And if we see ads for junk food, we become fat. As ridiculous as some of these may sound, they're a genuine concern for many people. But how much of this is actually true? Are we focusing on social media to determine if the media is really bad for society? The N8844585 BBC documentary states that according to Facebook, 350 million people have a Facebook account, and that the key criticism of it is that it makes friendship meaningless and that it undermines society. Stephen Harrington defined three key aspects of concern, which were physical dangers, physical effects, and social effects. The physical dangers being high rates of stranger danger, it making people more nosy, it becoming an addiction, it can cause reckless behaviour, and it produces more opportunity for privacy breaches. The physical effects are things such as not getting enough exercise, becoming more disconnected from our own real lives, learning abilities, and poor physical development. And finally, social effects being not being able to socialise in a real sense, it's another platform for bullying, you become a recluse, and it's harming our interpersonal skills. The political scientist Putnam states in his book Bowling Alone that online communication can strip a layer of meaning from interactions, which can lead to misunderstandings, higher levels of abusive behaviour, and dishonesty. So why do we use it? Diana Boyd says in her book It's Complicated that, quote, "It is easier for adults to blame technology for undesirable outcomes than to consider social, cultural and personal factors," unquote. Things like teens growing up with much less freedom than before, having less social time, and restricted access to public transport. Things that adults take for granted. And haven't we always been addicted to media? Don't you remember your mum always being on the phone for hours when you were younger? Social media is just a new form of technology. Social media can also be a way of expressing yourself. Stephen Harrington states in the Week 5 lecture that creating things online helps you connect to other creative people. Therefore, there is potential for reconstruction of communities through social media. The fear of social media being bad for society could be unnecessarily spiralling when people don't take into consideration how much they actually need it. Almost nobody ever says that they've been affected in a way themselves, even if they use social media just as much. Seen typically with adults and children, no one ever complains about the grandma using Facebook. A man named Keith Hampton took part in a study on how technology affects us. He found that rather than isolating people, technology made them more connected. They would meet up more regularly and attend more social events, showing that social media does not always produce antisocial behaviour. Social media can also help us reach more people all around the world. A lady named Belle Beth Cooper wrote in an article 10 surprising social media statistics that over 93% of marketers use social media for business. Surely that brings us even closer to one another rather than separating us from our real lives, and also enables us more jobs and to communicate easy. So all in all, this shows that social media is not just a tool for social connections, such as being able to contact our friends and family from all over the world and just general socialising, but it's got a huge amount of benefits for the communities, and that can't be bad for society, can it? Thank you.